A very good evening. Welcome to Shri Primetime News. I'm Surasi Gunasekara.
I'm Gerard Balakrishnan.
Let's look at the headlines first.
Yaldevi comes to Jaffna after 24 years. Protest against Rajapaksa at New York. Channel 4 Programming Director visits to Sri Lanka. White House intruder has ammo and a machete in his car. Sri Lanka cricket go ahead to appoint the head coach. The one-time popular and the well-patronized Yaldevi Express train after 24 years made its maiden trip today. From Pillai to Jaffna, the recently restored Northern Railway line.
The train left Palai at 10:30 am and arrived at Jaffna at 11:30 am, passing for main railway station and 6 train halt. Minister Douglas Devananda and Northern Provincial Council Governor G.A. Chandrasiri joined the test run. The train service along the Northern line was restricted to Vaunia after the Yaldevi Express train came under LTT attack in 1990. However, the train service was resumed in stages, with a government repairing and renovating the track. A senior railway department official said the train service to Jaffna would resume next month. He said the Jaffna railway station was reconstructed at a cost of 150 million rupees and that the project including a communication system linked to the Colombo control room.
Sarath Fonseca, leader of the Democratic Party, says government has stolen 45,000 votes obtained by his party in the UAE provincial council elections. Due to this situation, we are unable to win the single seat 3 days prior to the election. I have received the information for a president coordinator. I will be briefly election commissioner this regarding tomorrow, Fonseca said.
Channel 4 television programming director John Stewart Francis and his wife arrived to Sri Lanka this Monday morning. State intelligence, the sources said.
Director has purchased apartment house in Vellavatha. Couple visited the country to spend their holiday. His wife is Jaffna woman, sources said. Earlier, director visited Sri Lanka in year 2030 and due to security reasons, he is sent back from Bandaranaike International Airport.
Next segment is the island wide in few seconds.
The Bar Association of Sri Lanka has put forward to President Mahinda Rajapaksa a set of criteria and process to be followed when appointing judges to the Apex Court following the string of recent appointments that have overlooked both merit and seniority. United National Party General Secretary Parliamentarian Tissa Attanayake has stepped down from the UNP Leadership Council over personal issue. According to the Sinhala media report, Secretary has made this decision due to problems raised between Ravi Karunanayake in the last Leadership Council meeting. 4 injured in collision reported at Thannamune Battikalo last evening, Iravur Motor Traffic Police Unit said. Bus transporting passengers from Panadura to Battikalo collided with lorry. Sangarapille, Koneswaram, Sivanathan and V. Gurunathan were injured in this collision, rushed to the Iravur base hospital. Iravur police conduct further inquiries on this collision. Minister of Sugar Industry Development Lakshman Seniviratne has reportedly faced a dilemma at the polling station at the Mahayana National School on the 21st of September. When casting his vote, the minister has produced his parliament ID rather than his NIC, and officers on election duty at the station had been reluctant to accept it. The Ministry of Public Relations and Public Affairs, Mervyn Silva, has quipped that the government is harassing him all the time. He says he had felt it and he is tolerating the matter with patience but will be taking a decision soon. He had told that the president is a very good person and it is the others in the government who do the harassing.
A protest rally is to be held on 24th September 2014 outside the UN headquarters in New York, organized by self-called Transnational Government of Tamil Eelam during the visit of Sri Lankan President visit to the UN. Expatriate Tamils from US and Canada are expected to join this rally. Protest rally is to be held on 25th September 2014 outside the UN headquarters in New York, organized by self-called Transnational Government of the Tamil Eelam during visit of the Sri Lankan President visit to UN. Expatriate Tamil US and Canada are expected to join this rally. President Rajapaksa is scheduled to speak at the UN General Assembly on 25th September 2014. Transnational Government of the Tamil Eelam announced today that the rally will be held outside at the UN headquarters in New York to protest Sri Lankan President Rajapaksa visit to UN General Assembly and the highlight Sri Lanka's refusal all win in the crimes investigation action to the country as well as the threat against witnesses in UN probe. The protesters are the demanded UN should condemn Sri Lankans denied of the visa to UN war crimes investigation, urging UN ensure the protection of witnesses. TGTE also urged UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and President of the General Assembly to strongly condemn Sri Lankans' refuse to allow UN war crimes investigation on Sri Lanka and threat against witnesses to this UN probe. Additionally, TGTE also urged UN members stated that to take note of the transgression, the rise of the priorities of the conception and celebrated the effectiveness of United Nations.
The UN Office of the High Commissioner of the Human Rights has the oral updates on investigation on the war in Sri Lanka, noted that the fundamental and the war-reaching accountability process in Sri Lanka, addressing both past and ongoing violations, is absolutely necessary for Sri Lankans.
In the oral update, which will be formally communicated to the UN Human Rights Council at the ongoing regular session on Wednesday, OHCHR says now its standing and the accountability progress in Sri Lankan government has made the resettlement and reconciliation a far and reaching accountability process in Sri Lanka is necessary for Sri Lanka to come terms with their past and end impunity, achieve reconciliation between community and strengthen the rules of law. The oral update says the High Commissioner for Human Rights, Sidira Al-Hazin, intended the comprehensive investigation mandated by the Human Rights Council and being undertaken by OHCHR to make important contribution in the regards. They therefore appealed on the ones the Sri Lankan authorities to cooperate the full with investigation as well as with the relevant special procedure mandate holders the long-term interests of the Sri Lankans. The High Commissioner also noted the government has invited to Sri Lankan and will be meeting with the Minister of External Affairs in New York this month. The vehicle convoy carrying UNPUEA Provincial Chief Minister candidate Harim Pranandu, who polled the highest number of preferential votes on Saturday's elections, was attacked by a group of men armed with sharp weapons in Hali Ala this evening, a police complaint said.
Accordingly, 3 vehicles, including Mr. Fernando's vehicle, were damaged in the attack. A spokesman for Mr. Fernando said a police complaint was lodged at the Badulla police station about the incident. He said Mr. Fernando and others had gone to the Haliala area after reports that a group of people were setting fire to some United National Party election counters and officers in the area. When the vehicle convoy arrived at the scene just in front of the Haliala police post, a mob armed with sharp weapons started to attack the vehicle convoy, damaging them, he said. Meanwhile, the police media unit in Colombo said there was a clash between 2 groups in the Haliala area and the police were investigating the incident.
More news will be continued after a short commercial break. Stay with us.